Hello friends, and welcome to YouTube channel Freedom Tech. And in this session what we are going to learn, friends, we already know that how we can use our ESP32 camera for object detection using TensorFlow-lite on Raspberry Buster legacy version. So now in this session what we are going to do, we are going to simply count the object. Means if the TensorFlow-lite detect the person, so it will count how many person right now it's detected. Okay, so we are going to see all these things in today's session. So before we move to our practical, friends, if you learn something from our videos, please consider to subscribe our channel. Okay friends, thank you so much, and let's get started. So friends, as I mentioned, we have already configured our ESP32 camera for object detection using TensorFlow-lite. Okay, so we are going to use the same file, which is the detect1.py, and for ESP32 camera we have here ESP32tst.py. So simply we are going to count the object. Okay, so as I mentioned, open the file manager and Raspberry legacy. Okay, this is what our folder. So if you watch the old video where we configure the ESP32 camera for object detection, then you definitely know we have here Raspberry legacy folder, and inside that examples folder, then light, then again examples, then we need to go inside the object detection. So this is what the object detection, and this is what our Raspberry Pi folder, as you can see. And as I mentioned, we have detect1.py and we have ESP32tst.py for enabling the ESP32 camera. Simple. So what we are going to do basically here, we need to open here utils.py file. As you can see, this is what the utils.py. So simply right click Tony Python ID, and we are going to simply change here, or we are going to add a new code for counting the object. Okay, so we need to simply scroll down, just scroll down, and here it is. As you can see what I have mentioned here, so the class name, so class inside the utils.py, the class name is basically the object's name. So if I go here, first let me comment what I have changed for counting the objects, then we will get a better idea. Okay, so we are going to see all these things step by step. Okay, so let me comment these things. Okay, the font size also. Okay, so we have done. Now first what we are going to do, as I mentioned, the class name is basically the object's name. Okay, so if I print here class name, okay, now if I save the code, and we need to open our detect1.py. okay, so detect1.py, click on OK, and I have connect the ESP32 camera with node MCU for 3 volt. Okay, then now if I start the detect1.py, of course it will access the ESP32 camera. Okay, and as you can see friends, it's detected me as a person, and here it is. As you can see, because we print the class name, it's printing the object name. So right now there is a person is basically object, so it's printing the class name. Okay, so now we have the idea where we have the object, or we can say we have the class name. So simply we are going to create here a list, and then we are going to count the objects from the list. Okay, so for that now we know the idea, so we are going to simply comment the print name, and as I mentioned, we are going to create here a list. So list.append, and inside that we need to pass the class name, and here as you can see I have created a empty list. List is equal to empty. Okay, for detection, in detection here first we need to create a list, and here after the class name we need to mention the list.append, and inside that we need to mention a class name. That's it. Now of course we have the list, so simply here we can mention first, here it is, as you can see, for here, start for here, and in same line here we need to create the if condition. Okay, so if we can say if there is a chair in class name, it will count the chair. So b is equal to list.count method, and we need to particular set, we need to mention here a particular object. So I have mentioned a chair. Okay, so if there is chair, it will count the chair and then it will put the text on the frame. If the person is in the list, because we create here a list. Okay, so where is our list? Here. Okay, as you can see, we have here a list. So simply we can count, or we can mention the object from the list. So if the person is in the list, same method, b is equal to list.count, and it will count the person and it will put the text on the screen. Simple. Now simply save the code, and if I open the detect1.py and if I start the detect1.py, it will count the person. Okay. And as you can see, it's counted person 1, because right now there is only one person. Okay, so if I show here one more person, I have here an image. Okay, as you can see, person 2, it's counting. Now we have here 2 person. Okay, person 2. So this is how you can count any object with the help of TensorFlow-lite using ESP32 camera. You need to simply change the utils.py. Inside that, you need to first create here a list. After that class name, you need to mention list.append. Then you need to mention here list, means you need to mention the variable, the class name inside that. Then it will create the list. Here, as you can see, it will create the list. Then after that, here in for level, as you can see here, start from for. So same here, where I have created the if condition, as you can see here. So here you need to mention if the chair or any object, if the chair in the list, it will count the particular object which we mentioned here, chair, and then it will put the text. So cv2.put text method image, and we need to mention here our object which is the chair, then plus str, and we need to mention the b variable, because the b variable is basically the number. Okay, so b, then it will put the text. So 30, 50, where we want to put the text. So this is the point. So 30, 50, simple. Then we need to count here a person. So same way, so if person in list, b is equal to list.count, and we need to mention the object, the person. Then cv2.put text method image person strb, and here I have changed the points. So 80 and 100. And then the font method, then font size, and 25500 is the font color and the font thickness. Okay, so this is how you need to mention some additional code, and then you will count the object with the help of TensorFlow-lite and ESP32 camera. Okay, so I hope you will learn something from this video. We'll meet our next video. Till then, thank you, take care, and bye bye.